Hello, Lana here. And I'm popping on today to really connect with you because I know in my own life right now there is a lot that's being asked of me. A deep, deep dive has occurred, and I'm just breaking through the other side right now, and it has been quite painful, quite difficult. And yet, this really is how liberation is experienced. So, if I'm in my own cycle of death and then resurrection or rebirth, and my clients seem to be, and my friends seem to be, then I know that you are, in some way, some capacity, being asked to dig deep right now. And I would just like to pause for a moment and express to those of you who feel that, you know, feel my exhaustion, feel my emptiness. You're empathic, and this is not yours to hold on to. My journey is my journey, and thank you for your care. Thank you for your investment in my well-being. And yet, I've got this. We all do. By putting our attention on someone else's well-being that doesn't need us to, it distracts us from feeling what might be coming up within us. So what that means is maybe in your own life, it's being asked to look at, where are you worn down? Where are you empty and drained? This process of awakening, when we awaken, that means that there's an awareness that has awakened. Something has been turned on, something has been ignited, and it can be a little bit jarring, a little bit startling. And also, it means that we will feel in our body a bit more sensitive to those around us and to what they are experiencing. And then archetypes such as the healer, the protector, the mother want to kick in and do that. The working outside of the self, the offering outside of the self. As ascension starts to occur and we are asked to do our ascension work, it is the awareness that we are putting our energies outside of ourselves, paying attention to how others are, wanting to fix, heal, protect, cocoon, soothe. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but save that for our children, save that for the little wee ones, and the little wee ones inside of us that need that part of us to show up and nurture us. Ascension asks us to dive deep, go inside. It's a solo journey, and it's a brave journey because it's fucking scary. You're going to feel things, and you feel to the bottom of those feelings. And you learn about surrender and trust and faith, because when you come through the other side of an immersion, you're more aware of what you're capable of moving through on your own, midwifing yourself through. And so those journeys continue to present themselves. And we learn to dive deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the underbelly of the pain, the suffering that we are reviewing, we are feeling, we are visiting, we are clearing from our bodies. Your physical body is where the denseness is stored. It's where the the guilt, the should, the shame, the obligation, the fear, the judgment. It's where all that is stored. And so Ascension is diving inside, going deep inside, and bearing witness to what comes up for review, what comes up to be felt. For me, in March, I spent a week with my spiritual teacher, my medicine teacher, in Costa Rica, and experienced what's called shamanic death and rebirth through the support of psychotropic medicines, working with sacred plant medicines and combo and bufo, which come from a frog and toad. These journeys support one who desires to do this work, to go deep, deep, deep into the abyss within the core of the self, to do clearing, to do healing, to do releasing, so that there's more space for soul to operate the body, the life of that person, so me. It means I get more out of my own way, my ego self, my mind self, the conductor, the director, the taskmaster. That person recedes. And more of the who I'm here as, which is soul, which is a light being, gets to occupy the space and drive my life. However, to come to that place requires a lot of clearing, a lot of deep diving. When I returned home from doing medicine work, having come out of journeys that made me truly boundless in my perspective of who I am. I wasn't Lana, I was a boundless, formless energy being, which is what we are. And throughout the 8 years that I've worked with plant medicine for sacred journeying, it is constantly showing me more of who I actually be, and asking me and setting up the reality, the situations for me to do some deeper shedding of me, so that there is more joy, more aliveness, more flow, more vitality that I'm aligning with, which is my essence, which is each of our essence if we are soul. I have not been experiencing that in some time, so I've also been in a shedding process for the last few years. And so returning back from this boundless, expanded state, coming into an experience of the deepest grief I've ever known in such a succinct, precise, concentrated way that brought me into the deepest, deepest, deepest part of my physical beingness, into my womb, where I could feel my eldest son it was like he was seated inside of me, and it was him I was grieving for as well. So to have had that enormous expansion of love, 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 to pain, pain, anguish, anguish, grief, and then to take that first breath again and be on the other side, but tender and annihilated, but more expanded because of that, means there's more love, which is the root of ascension. So my sweet friends, if you are feeling battered right now and broken and confused and annihilated, you're in the work. Stay in the work. You are doing like decades of healing right now. This is what we are set up for. Find ways to support yourself. Work with individuals that can support you. Make sure you get a lot of rest, a lot of rest. Clear things off your plate right now that you do not have to show up for, because you need the quiet, you need the reflective, you need the self-focus right now. We are going to be having truths revealed to us. We are going to have an understanding of things that we need to be letting go of in order to align more with what our soul is here for us to offer up. And for me, one of those awarenesses yesterday was that I will be retiring from teaching yoga. I do not know if and ever I will run another teacher training program. And I am very clear that my offering public classes where I am on a schedule will also be ending. I am 20 years in with yoga now, and I know that yoga will be in my own life personally, and it will be woven into mentoring programs that I offer and run. But there is a quality of commitment that I'm needing to make right now, and that is to be growing the other aspects of me that are not identified as a yoga teacher. And so this has also been revealed to me amongst all the other big expanding and shedding and contracting and grieving and loving and delighting that's been happening. So I will follow this. I will honor this because I trust in the process. And I know that I've been asking for this for 10 years now, that I did not want to be Lana, the yoga teacher. I know that my most precious gifts that I can offer are working in the realm of mysticism and guiding you, midwifing your soul. And that is where I will be putting my energy and attention. I have a knowing that I will return to Costa Rica towards the end of 2019 for 3 to 6 months, where I will be living with my spirit and medicine teacher, Nadine, and offering all of me to this development of her incredible healing center, and to be of service in that, and then to also be focusing on spiritual midwifery mentorships where I guide individuals to align with their soul and to do the deep immersive clearing work and rebuilding of their relationship with who they see themselves as, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, up-leveling, helping them to ground and expand simultaneously while they ascend into the layers within them and being guided out the other side, liberated, lighter. And this will take the shape of working with sacred plant medicines, with my teacher, and a couple other personal ways that I will work with women that I have already mentored and coached, or that I know very, very well through these half-day immersions with me that will be a journey for sure. And you can always talk to me privately about that if you're feeling intrigued to do a medicine work with me. Otherwise, it will be mentorships, and it will be more little blips, little offerings, little immersions with the occasional bigger ones. And I'm thinking it will have me guiding individuals in Costa Rica again versus being here in Sudbury. So I'm sharing this with you because this was a big download, big awareness that came through me after I did some really deep grieving in the last week with my son and with aspects of my father. So when we create these enormous clearings within us, when we ascend past the pain and suffering, we liberate a power that is dormant within us. This is all part of the Kundalini rising energy. So this is ascension, waking up the self, the true self, to who we are on a soul level, on an energetic level. So stay in the work, do the work. If you are interested in working with me, my next Inner Mystic training has been announced, and it will be September 14th and 15th this year in Sudbury. This is where my most exceptional gifts lie, is teaching you about this, and then teaching you how to yield, to work in a graceful, steady, healthy way with your power. Stay in the work. I love you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Much love.